Greetings, my creepy fans. Welcome back to Gamers Den, Book of Monsters, January. Now, we at the Gamers Den, of course, we all give you all the walkthroughs and playthroughs and all that good stuff. But you guys stay for the pop culture knowledge at the end. And I know all you guys have been wondering, is the Book of Monsters going to come back and all that? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's back, and it's going to be again once a month. This is just January, and it's really cold outside right now. I figured I'd talk about ice spirits. Now, now I know there's a yokai equivalent, but I'm not going to talk about that one. That one deserves its own video. But I'm gonna go in the general term of ice, snow, cold spirits and ghosts. These now most ghosts will if there's a ghost presence, it's mostly drops temperature a little bit. But these specifically, these kinds of spirits, these kinds of ghosts, poltergeists, whatever, these guys are exclusive to snowy conditions, sub-zero conditions, and all that good stuff. Um, like I said, there's a specific yokai involved in that, and there's a bunch of like snow sprites. Um, some notable. Let me give you a couple of good examples. Frostlass from Pokemon. The Snow Ghost, which I know he wasn't really a ghost, but it's a good example. Um, let's see here. Uh, oh, what was it? Oh, what was that thing? I don't know. There was another one that I can't think of right off the bat, but mostly these ghosts um can either take the form of like possessed snow or a wisp of wind, like you see a shape or whatever. In the cold, or it's just a full on like apparition, but it's bright blue, usually like very icy blue. And mostly these spirits, pop up when they've died in some kind of frigid temperature, mostly hypothermia. It's dark, but I figured since it's so cold outside and I didn't really have anything else, I really wanted to talk about these. I really wanted to at some point. Um, but yes, no spirits. And these can range from all kinds of different creatures as well. And it's not just limited to people either. Like I said, little snow sprites, and these are itty bitty little wisps. Um, and like the will of the wisps of Scottish folklore, these things will lead you astray, and most snow spirits will. In fact, that's what that specific yokai that Frostlass and Frostina from Yokai Watch are based off of. Basically, these things will lead you away into the cold. Many a brave adventurer have met a very cold fate after following these creatures. And, well, frost spirits are definitely not an easy and not a very common occurrence either. You're not going to find these things just, you know, roaming around your city. No, you gotta, if you want to find these things, you gotta hunt for them. More or not, they either want to be left alone or they will, they'll lure people there if they really wanted to. They are spirits after all, and ghosts, and let's just say the Reaper has a very strict policy on these things. Very tight leash on it. Believe me, the paperwork involved with the spirit thing is not much at all. But except for ghost spirits, because we got to go out of our way to find these things. On top of just let's just say these things are really hard to find. More often not, they don't attack very often. Um, I think I got like one call in the last 10 years for these stupid things. And they range, of course, like most ghosts, but they usually are sitting around I'd say around the low C to maybe high, very mid A rank. Um, as far as like strength levels goes, these things can range from anywhere from just just kind of appearing as a shape and maybe giving you a bit more of a chill than you normally would, even if you've got thermal everything on, or they can blast you with a cold gust of ice, freeze you solid, like Frostlass. That's a good example. Frostlass and Frostina are based on a very specific yokai that just happens to be another form of a snow spirit. Um, your best bet for these snow spirits, more often than not, they might pop up during the winter when it's really frigid outside. But more often than not, when we at the Reaper Association usually get these calls, oh Lord, they're usually in the Arctic or Antarctic. They're usually like far up north or as far south as you can get. And I think I can't remember. Yeah, I think we did do and find a space one at one point. It's like a 1 in a billion chance. Even the Reaper went with us with that one. The boss went with us, and he very rarely goes on jobs like this anymore. Mostly sends me out to do most of his work at this point. Although everybody's been on deck for a lot of things. Monster population's boomed in the last 2 years, and they've been attacking a little bit more lately. It's been kind of crazy, but we're working on it. And currently, with the cold black gust of wind and cold frigid temperatures that we've been getting the last couple weeks now over here, well, snow spirits have been going rapid. But snow spirits can, like most spirits, they range in sizes, shapes, but they're almost always, a bright blue of some sort. Um, if they're not, they're a different white than the snow or ice around you. So, and if you see one, do not engage. See, these might be mid-level, but with the temperatures and the range these things can have, they can literally make. They don't even have to hit you with an icy blast. They don't have to just go like this Iron Man style. No, they can just send a thought and freeze you solid by sending a bigger gust of wind than your average spirit. Um, More often than not, these things are not gonna attack you though. I don't think. We haven't had too many. Like I said, we don't get too many attacks from these. In fact, I don't think we've had any this year yet. But don't let that stop you if you see it. The best way to combat these spirits is ecto fire. The exact opposite. Um, and just melt the sucker. And since it's and using matching the ecto to the ecto readings, Ghostbuster style, of course, you can usually make these spirits just disappear. They go back to whatever hellhole they crawled out of. Yeah, these spirits are usually they may not have been murdered, but they usually pop up because they died in the cold, and well, and they come back with a vengeance. Let's just say especially if they're, you know, they have unfinished business and they don't really want to be like that. These ghosts are not easy to fight, but you won't find them very often. They're a little rarer. But I figured I'd talk about it considering we're getting a cold blast over here in old North Carolina and a couple other parts of the world too. I mean, Texas got snow last year. I'm surprised we haven't had an uptick in ice-themed creeps. Which is, I'm not complaining. More often than not, I'd rather not deal with those things. We don't have a lot of ecto fire lying around. You know, it's got to use it sparingly because these things just don't pop up, and we just don't get it. The fire ones pop. All these fire spirits pop up all the freaking time, especially around where buildings burned. Just, I will be talking about the opposite of ice spirits with fire spirits over the summer. Because I don't know. Something just is warning me that it's going to be a scorcher this year. Because they're the cold stamp we're getting in right now. It wouldn't shock me. Um, yeah, that's the Book of Monsters segment of the show. It'll pop up every month. Next month, I've got something specific, and it's not exactly pretty. And that's the thing with this year's group of creatures, monsters, ghosts, ghouls, and the occasional extraterrestrial thrown into the mix, of course, and human creeps. This year we're going to be looking at the dark and nasty. I'm talking sinister creatures. But you won't find them very often, and their weaknesses are pretty obvious for the most part. But next week, this one's going to be awesome. I will love talking about these. But with that being said, be sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and of course, go to the comment section down below. Let me know. Do you know a lot about snow spirits? Do you like Frostlass from Pokemon or Frostina from Yokai Watch? And we might be getting a Snow Ghost pop. Kind of cool. I don't know when. It's just a rumor right now, so don't at me on that. But with that being said, I'm Against Lupus. This has been the Gamers Den's Book of Monsters page from the ghost section. We're filling in that ghost section pretty good. Tons of different ghosts, so super cool. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.